Hello and welcome to the Ocean News. My name is Ismail Iqbal and I'm live from London studio. We bring you the latest developments from around the globe alongside in-depth coverage of the stories. Let's dive right into the headlines. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto said Indonesia will launch a broader crackdown on the illegal exploitation of natural resources after a survey of palm plantations found that 3.7 million hectares had broken the law. He added that a total of 5 million hectares of palm plantations have been under scrutiny. We have used the military to accompany the teams that took over the plantations because there often is resistance. He said his government is also planning a crackdown on mining, adding that they had received reports of as many as 1,063 illegal operations through the vast, mineral-rich archipelago. He did not specify what type of mines or the commodities that they were extracting. Prabowo added that the government would take action against businesses found to be hoarding and exploiting key commodities in Indonesia. No consensus was reached during talks in Geneva on the world's first legally binding treaty to tackle plastic pollution, according to delegates. South Africa is disappointed that it was not possible for this session to agree a legally binding treaty and positions remain far apart, its delegates said at a closing meeting of the negotiations earlier on Friday. Millions of Muslims from across the globe have converged on Karbala to mark 40 days since the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad. Pilgrims braved scorching heat and long journeys, many arriving on foot to pay tribute. Local officials say at least 40.1 million people taking part this year, making it the largest Arba'een gathering ever recorded. This is a world record gathering and increasing every year the number of visitors. Millions arrive by foot from Najaf. Dozens of thousands of pilgrims voluntarily serve the visitors, providing them with food, beverage and medical stuffs. Ocean News live coverage team is available in Karbala to cover the event. Current temperature in Karbala is over 131 degrees Fahrenheit. All 800 National Guard troops ordered to the US Capitol by President Donald Trump to aid law enforcement have now been mobilized, the Pentagon said. Trump ordered the deployments following a similar move during protests in Los Angeles in June as part of what he called a crackdown on crime in Washington, where police data shows violent offences are down. Pentagon Press Secretary Kingsley Wilson said as of today, all 800 Army and Air National Guardsmen are mobilized as part of Joint Task Force DC, and they're now here in our capital. The troops will assist the DC Metropolitan Police Department and federal partners with monument security, community patrols, protecting federal facilities and traffic control posts. They remain until law and order has been restored, as determined by the president. President Cyril Ramaphosa's office criticised South Africa's top general for reported comments about solidarity with Iran as unhelpful during the process of resettling ties with the United States. The Foreign Ministry has also condemned South African National Defence Force Chief General Redzani Mafwanya for his statements during a recently ended trip to Iran, and a leading political party has called for his courts-martial. Pretoria is working to improve its rock-bottom ties with Washington, with the aim of reaching a new trade deal that will avoid 30% tariffs on its exports. Ramaphosa's spokesman said we are in a process of managing a very delicate exercise of resettling diplomatic relations with the United States. Thailand's Princess Bajrakitiaba Narendra Debyawati developed a severe bloodstream infection and remains under medical care, the Royal Palace said in its first announcement about her condition since 2023. The 46-year-old princess, the oldest child of King Maha Vajiralongkorn, was hospitalized in December 2022 after losing consciousness as a result of a heart condition, the palace said in a statement. The palace said medication and equipment were being used to support her lung and kidney function. Last week, a medical team administered antibiotics after detecting a severe infection in her bloodstream. Blood pressure medication was also administered. Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem warned the Lebanese government against confronting the Iran-backed militant group, saying there would be no life in Lebanon in that event. Qassem said Hezbollah and the Amal movement, his Shiite Muslim ally, had decided to delay any street protests against a US-backed disarmament plan, as they still see room for dialogue with the Lebanese government. But he said any future protests could reach the US embassy in Lebanon. Those were the headlines. Stay with us as we delve into each story in greater detail after a brief pause.